This present time is not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed. And knowing that, I'm elated. I'm happy to know that my dad is good, that he 100. And so for that, inside, I'm sad I will miss my dad, but I'm absolutely happy to know that he's with God. I want to say thank you. Can y'all hear me pretty good? I want to say thank you to everyone for calling, for checking on us, for sending texts, for sending cash apps. Thank you. I'm just saying, cash apps. But I really appreciate it, man, just to see how many people my dad has touched. My dad asked about a lot of you all. I spent pretty much every day with him in the hospital. He told me so much. And so many things that he did say that I can't say if you know my dad, like his little R-rated, little shock value to it. So I can't really tell you everything. And he was really honest like that, to where he would say things and it would really have your eyebrows up. You're like, did he just say that? And then he wouldn't laugh, he'd just stare at you. And then when he stare at you, he'd ask you what you laughing at. I'm like, bruh, you tripping. So, my dad shared a lot of things about a lot of you all. And, every time that I would go to the hospital, the moment my foot crossed the threshold of the door, he would ask me where Sandra at. Every time. I'm like, man, you're not going to say hi to me? Like, where's Sandra at? And I say that to say that, Sandra, I know that my dad loves you.
Yes.
It's a lot of things that he shared with me concerning you. And I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be right here, right by your side, checking on you, making sure you're good. Nikki, my dad wanted me to let you know to love you. He told me to continue to love you, that you're my baby sister, to look out for you, to make sure you're good. Erica, Boohead, he wanted me to tell you that he loved you. He absolutely loved you. He loved you. He loved you. He loved you. He loved you. Ashton and Avon, he wanted you to know that he loved you too, that his blood run through your veins, that you his boys. And he also tell me that you are, got good DNA, that you come from good stock. Share a story while we were in the hospital. My dad was, he didn't complain one time. Like, man, that guy, I have no idea why he did. He did not complain at all about what he was going through. He just wanted to go home. And so I asked him one day, I'm like, Dad, you need anything? How are you? You okay? And so my dad wrote a lot too. He carried pens. I guess that's where I get that from. Like, I carry pens around with me too. So he had a pen and he was writing. And I'm thinking he about to ask me for a blanket or some cover or some pain pills. So he writing, then he writing, then he writing. He's still writing. So I grabbed the, because he couldn't talk at one point. So we were just kind of exchanging notes. So I read the note and the note said, could you get the car wash? He asked me to change the tires and rotate the tires. He asked me to get the oil change. He asked me to check the transmission fluid. He asked me about the headlights. He said, make sure Sandra got gas. And when I looked at him, of course, he was staring into my soul. And I'm waiting for him to say psych. He didn't say psych. So Sandra, I'm coming to get the truck so I can take you to the truck. The next day I come back and he's writing again. He draws something and I really can't make it out. So I asked Sandra, I'm like, what is that? She's like, that's an apple. I'm like, why is he drawing an apple? I look at him, he doing like this. He asked me for an Apple Watch. So I'm like, all right, Dad, we're gonna get you an Apple Watch. Come back the next day. He asked me, he pulled on my coat, and I'm like, what's going on? He wrote down for me to get him some Timbs and some hoodies. He wanted some Timbs and some hoodies. And so wherever he was thinking what he was doing, he was gonna get there in style, he was gonna get there in time, and he was gonna be fresh. And I really love my dad, his sense of humor, and I'm really, it's my dad, I'm really proud of him. My desire, my hope is to make him proud. And my dad, he had a lot of habits. Just be 100, my dad had a habit, but he had a lot of heart. And the beauty about that is that your habits don't disqualify you for heaven. so knowing that my dad habits didn't disqualify him for heaven, for that reason I rejoice. I know a lot of us was kind of worried about my dad, but my dad was the one telling me to pray. My dad was the one that I often talked to. He told me to thank God. My dad shared so many things with me that I'm just, what you see is my dad. I spent the first 14 years of my life with my dad, and my dad really developed a foundation in me. And for that, I'm really, 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 really grateful for that. And so these last things, and then I'm gonna get out your way. It's three things that come to mind when I think about my dad. When I was younger, my dad, he took me to the dentist like crazy. He didn't take that good care of his teeth, but he took good care of mine. And so we often was at the dentist. He taught me a lot about just, keeping my teeth up. When I was 15, he found this tape. It was a cassette tape at the time, and I was on there rapping, and I thought I was in trouble. He set me down, and when he set me down, he stared into my soul, and I thought I was in trouble, and he told me to write. He told me to write from my heart, to express from my heart. And lastly, when we would get off the phone without fail, he would always ask me, what's my last name? And the first time, I'm like, huh? I'm like, Gunn? So he was like, that's right, what's your last name? I'm like, Gunn, and as the years went on, it began to make sense to me. It began to show me a sense of pride, sense of belonging, a sense of identity. And for that, I began to spiritually translate that to see that I know whose I am and who I am.
That's right.
And so for that, I'm really happy that I'm able to smile. My teeth are real because my dad took really good care of my teeth. I express myself through writing, through pen. He always told me to tell the truth, to share that with people. And lastly, when somebody asks me my name, I'm standing here proudly to say that my name is Juaquenn D Gunn Sr.